Hi.
And underwear.
Underwear.
And 2 books. And my clothes.
Face, buddy, your hat's falling down. Hi. So many things. Hey everyone, welcome back to Cranio Family Vlog. We are spending every day during the month of September answering a question about craniosynostosis. Our question for today is, what should I pack when I'm preparing for surgery?
Right out of the gate, we're going to let you know that you need to pack far less than what you think. Our very first craniosurgery for Zoe, we took 2 duffel bags, a rolling suitcase, a diaper bag, a backpack, a laptop case, chargers and cameras and all sorts of stuff. And it was a very humbling experience to have to rush and make 2 trips down to the van with stuff to load up into the van before my daughter could be discharged to come home. That's just extra time my daughter had to spend in the hospital, and it was all my fault. So pack a very small bag because you're going to take a lot less than what you think.
And the first few things you are going to want to remember are insurance, a picture ID card of either you or your spouse, whoever is checking in your child for surgery, and also a phone charger. Those are probably the first 3 things you will want during the actual surgery and before.
And pay attention to how the hospital climate is. I tend to run really warm, and my wife runs really cold. When we went, she needed a hoodie and a long sleeve t-shirt and not necessarily hats and mittens, but she probably could have taken them. And I was meanwhile in shorts and a t-shirt just because of the way we both have our body temperatures. But something to consider is you're going to be in that environment for a very long time. Hospital air is very dry and it's very cool. So you might want to wear something that is appropriate for what you would normally wear in the fall.
And you'll also be spending a lot of time waiting. Most people that I have heard from say that they don't really remember doing much of they just remember waiting. So if you want to bring a couple books, something that doesn't take a lot of attention, maybe knitting or crocheting if that's something you like to do. I know for me it would take a lot of attention for me to actually learn how to knit again, so I wouldn't do that. But something that maybe just helps you to kind of pass the time if you're jittery or anxious and wanting to do something. But I wouldn't bring anything that requires any level of attention because you really will just be focusing on your child the whole time, whether you want to or not.
Another thing to consider bringing is cash. Now, we all have debit and credit cards, and that's fine and dandy, but there may be times that you'll only be able to access a vending machine because it's 2 o'clock in the morning, everything at the hospital is shut down, and you need something to eat, and there's no way you can get anything. Take some cash with you. You'll go a long way to benefit for it. You don't know if you're going to need it for parking or for valet or for food, snacks, drinks, flowers, teddy bear, whatever you need. That way you have money on you that you don't need to worry about what's actually in your bank account.
And you are also going to want to bring something that is a type of comfort item for your child. When they are recovering from surgery, their heads tend to swell quite a bit, especially their eyes. For about 24 to 48 hours, they will swell completely shut. And because of that, you're going to want to find something that, especially the texture or the sound, is familiar and soothing for them. It might be a favorite blanket or a favorite stuffed animal. In our case, Zoe has a little stuffed dog that she has had with her for every surgery. You can definitely find out more about that in another video. But just something that will help to calm your child when they can't see what's going on around them. Another option for that would be music, a favorite soundtrack to a movie they really like, or even just music that you normally play around the house that they'll find familiar.
Now, to kind of piggyback on that, and yes, Zoe has Buffy. You can definitely learn a lot more about Buffy on our blog at craniofamilyblog.com. But for you dads out there, there's something very particular you can do for your child. Grow one of these. Grow a beard. It's something fantastic about having the familiarity of a beard that's on their dad when their eyes swell shut. It's something that they could reach out to. They'll know that it's you. They won't have to guess. They'll be able to comfort themselves. In our case, Zoe, when she was an infant, she liked the scruff that I had so much that while she was teething or recovering from surgery, she would just reach up and start rubbing my 5 o'clock shadow. And that's what kind of keyed us in on me growing a beard. And at that point, I decided to go ahead and grow one. And I've been doing my best to grow one ever since. So it seems like something way out of the loop, but if you're in the position to do so, it's a huge benefit for your child when their eyes swell shut to know that it's you.
And continuing with that, they will be swelling for quite a while. And the peak will have kind of gone over the curve before you get discharged. And so there won't be any more swelling, but their heads will be still larger than typical for a while. So you want to plan for that with their clothes when they go home. If they're older, maybe get an extra size shirt that they don't have to feel on their head, something that you can stretch completely over, or even a button-up or zip-up. Those are the things that we tend to use, and those work really well, button-up or zip-up clothes.
Also, along the same thing of comfort and familiarity, is if your child uses something very particular to eat or drink with, a special bottle, a special sippy cup, a special spoon, special color of plates, things along those lines, it is definitely more than okay to take those things with you for while you're in the PICU, while the child's in recovery, because any sense of familiarity will help get them to eat and drink, and that's only going to ensure that you can get out of there a lot sooner.
Also, you won't want to pack a whole lot of things for yourself, but in the way of toiletries, you may want to have some sort of pain medication, Advil or Motrin, whatever tends to work for you. For some reason, it's pretty common to get headaches with the hum of the machinery within the PICU and different hospital rooms. It's really easy to get that stressed out feeling, and then eventually it just leads to migraines and headaches. So you may want to just plan ahead for that and have some, whatever your pain reliever of choice is, and have that along with you.
And last, and in our opinion, definitely least, is clothing for you. Now, you're going to be at the hospital for some time. Your child's going to be in recovery. It could be a matter of a day or two. It could be 5 or 6. You're not going to want to change clothes that frequently. You may take a couple of shirts, some underwear, things like that. But above and beyond anything else, whatever you pack for yourself while your child is in recovery, make sure that it is dark clothing. We prefer blacks, dark reds, and browns simply because of the swelling and the seeping from the scars and from the implementation and from the IVs and all those things. There's going to be some blood and some stuff that's transferred from your child to you. It is far less freaky for your child if they cannot see it while it's on your shoulder or on your arms. As also gives you a sense of comfort in the event that anybody shows up, that you won't be covered head to toe in red and brown and clear liquids and stains, that it's hiding underneath the dark color clothing. Just take something you don't mind if it gets a little grimy or whatever, that you can just take off as soon as you get home and throw in the washing machine. But dark clothing is best, and you want to pack light for yourself because you're really not going to change clothes as much as you think you are.
And that's really about it. We wouldn't recommend a whole lot more unless there's something very specific that you know you want to have with you. But as we said in the beginning, you want to pack light. Be prepared to move from at least one room to another, maybe a few times before you are discharged. So you want to pack light. And so with that, you have learned a little bit more about what we go through as parents of a child with craniosynostosis. Thanks so much for coming by, and if you want some more information, you can check out our blog at craniofamilyblog.com.